Welcome to 3 Idiots explaining something they know nothing about through hours of research waiting till the last minute to do. Today we're talking about terrorism.
Before I begin, I'm gonna apologize in advance for any mispronunciations that will sadly be making because I'm white as paper and for how rushed this is because I had a time limit and there was a lot to go over and finally for the amount of cringe you'll be facing.
I'm sorry. Let's move on. Here's the history of Al-Qaeda, one of the world's most notorious terrorist groups. Anywho, it was established by Osama bin Laden around 1988 to 1989, and it started as a logistical network to help Muslims fighting against the Soviet Union in the Afghan War, with the aim of supporting Islamic causes in global conflicts. When the Soviets withdrew from Afghanistan in 1989, the organization shortly dispersed, yet they continued to oppose what the leaders considered corrupt. Eventually, the Taliban took power in Afghanistan in 1996 and offered refuge to Al-Qaeda members and other armed Islamists. Al-Qaeda then re-established its headquarters in Afghanistan and merged with other militant Islamist organizations. In 2001, Al-Qaeda made the attacks. What attacks, you say? The attacks of 9/11. It's what the group is mainly known for. Within weeks, the US responded by invading Afghanistan, killing and capturing thousands of militants. Al-Qaeda is thought to have reached its peak in strength by the end of the first decade of the 21st century since 9/11. What's that? You want to know what happened to the leaders? I got you, don't worry. Bin Laden was killed by US military forces on May 2nd, 2011, and about a month later, Al-Qaeda then announced that Bin Laden's deputy, Ayman al-Zawahiri, had been appointed as the organization's new leader. They got him too, though. On July 31st, 2022, al-Zawahiri was killed by a US drone strike in Kabul, Afghanistan. Since then, Al-Qaeda has not officially named a new leader, but intelligence reports from the United Nations say that Saif al-Adel is their new leader. Was the group ever shut down? No, Al-Qaeda still operates as we speak. You guys don't have to listen to me anymore.
As much as I hate to say it, Emma's right. Al-Qaeda is one of the world's most notorious terrorist groups. They've made attacks that have left the world shocked. And we're gonna cover 2 of them! To begin, the USS Cole attack. The day was October 12th, 2000. A US destroyer ship was en route to the Persian Gulf and was taking a pre-arranged stop to refuel at the port of Aden in Yemen. Unbeknownst to them, there was a terrorist ship that was on its way. Once the terrorist ship reached the side of the US boat, which was about to refuel, a blast ripped through the hull, leaving a 16,000 square foot hole in the craft. 17 sailors were killed in the process of the explosion, and 39 remain wounded. The FBI and Joint Terrorism Task Force personnel rushed out to assess the situation, and they ultimately determined that this was the work of the Al-Qaeda terrorist group. September 11th, 2001 was supposed to be a day like any other, but no one would have imagined what happened later that morning. 4 American planes left their airports from 7:59 a.m. to 8:42 a.m. All of them housed hijackers. At 8:43 a.m., the first plane makes contact with the North Tower, and then only 17 minutes later, the South one is hit too. At 9:37 a.m., another hijacked plane collides with the Pentagon that's just outside the city, and at 10:03 a.m., the 4th plane lands in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in the attacks, around 2,250 in New York, 184 in the Pentagon, and 40 in Pennsylvania. All 19 terrorists died along with 400 firefighters and police officers. They were included in the New York count, by the way, who gave up their lives to save victims of the assaults. For the need to keep dominance and eliminate their own enemies, Al-Qaeda sacrificed the lives of so many innocent American people.
And now for the last and only idiot who isn't white as paper, me. Before I begin, due to the fact that Al-Qaeda and the Assyrians are fundamentally opposed and lack all common ground, I will not be comparing them. I will in fact be contrasting them. Now to begin, the Assyrians are an indigenous, ethnic, and linguistic group from Mesopotamia. This region is now spanning modern-day Iraq, Turkey, Syria, and Iran. The majority of the Assyrians are overwhelmingly Christian, with most belonging to branches of Syriac Christianity. Their religion is in fact central to their cultural identity. However, due to their religion, the Assyrian communities have faced centuries of persecution and genocide. Such comes often at the hands of Muslim groups. Now, this is of course where Al-Qaeda does come in, because they were one of the groups of persecuting the Assyrians. They targeted Assyrian communities for violence, displacement, and murder. All in all, the Assyrians and Al-Qaeda lack comparisons and contain more than enough contrasts and differences.